Shit, I didn't mean to click stream yet, but that's alright. Yo, what is up, everybody? I got all these fucking wires on my shit. I'm gonna just turn my Xbox off. I ain't even playing it. Move all these goddamn wires, cause I got my controller over here. Am I fucking with the sound? Why is it quiet now? I was gonna say it based on the graph, it says you guys are basically not able to hear it. What is this audio at? I feel like it's not as loud as it could be. What the hell is going on? This is not full volume. Okay then. Usually the shit's... Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I can fix it in a second. Boom. Why would anyone pass up on this opportunity like this? Ow. I'm gonna just do a quick run for as long as I feel like, and then I'm gonna watch the tutorial. I never miss that. God. You know what? Let's just watch the tutorial first. The rest of it. Ugh. I can't play that actually as bad as I want to. I can't play it.
I'll be giving up fuck. I don't know what's going on. I'll be giving up fuck.
That was cool.
What you in stress setup?
We buying weight, homie. Something
I can't watch this. I got stuff to do. Like speedrun Undertale.
In right here, you can info the punch card. And just like earlier, that will let you wrong warp with this text if you want to. You can just do an overflow wrong warp and you'll end up here. But if you don't want to do that, the wrong warp point is right here. And you just hold up and left into this, let go. Okay. Next wrong warp is right here. This is the wrong warp point. If you want to, you can just flip the room and wrong warp like this. This is not a big time save wrong warp. This is a very small wrong warp if you don't want to go for this. I do recommend going for the previous one, though, this one here, because this saves so much time. This is like a 10-second wrong warp. And I also recommend wrong warping into this room personally because it'll change the trigger for this skip right here. So you're going to want to buffer to this pixel right here. As you see, Frisk is just right in the middle of this plank of wood that's being supported. And you're going to want to go ahead and just use the punch card and walk right. Bye, Monster Kid. Once you're in this room, the game will treat it as if you just abandoned Monster Kid, which is the default option. If you want to, you can go back left and wrong warp here. It's small time save. All right, so now we got to talk about One Dyne. I'm going to save here because this is going to require a lot of explanation. There's actually a new, very simple method for One Dyne that's way, way better than the old method. A lot more consistent. So, you're going to walk into this room. The first trigger is right here. The bottom of your menu will be flush with this, like, trim around the pathway. I also personally look right here at this little pixel. You can see it's like this little nub in the pathway, and it'll be exactly lined up with the top of Frisk's head. So that's the first pixel. The second pixel, Frisk's head, will be right underneath this black line right here. So after you punch card this cutscene, you're going to want to walk up and get the punch card open on this pixel right here. One more up. There you go. And open it. Okay, so that's the first half of One Dyne. So once you get this part down, that's the first part of One Dyne. Getting those two skips. Now, once you get the second part, you're going to want to open the punch card again, mash Undyne's text, and then walk in while holding up and left, and then let go of up and left. It's a little bit complicated, but basically what's going on here is... I should just show this, actually. It'll be easier. So, doing this will make the Here I Come text box turn into your wrong warp engine. The Here I Come text box will display on screen, and then 30 frames later, it will disappear. That's a second, by the way. Undertale runs at 30 frames per second. A second later, it will it'll disappear. And that text box disappearing, it lets you wrong warp. So, as long as you are in the screen transition, while that text box gets deleted, you will wrong warp. That's how One Dyne works. It's very simple compared to how it used to be with all the nonsense. So just open the punch card again, mash. Whoa, I hit spacebar. That's a debug thing. If you hit spacebar in this room, it starts the cutscene. That's just, don't mind me. Anyway, hold punch card, mash, up left. And then let go once you hit the screen transition, and you will wrong warp. Mash, up left. I did it a little bit early there. Now. And just like that. And once you see the screen start to black out, just let go of up and left. Up, left, let go. I went too early. Sometimes I am overzealous. It's okay. Oop, I missed the skip. It's still rather difficult compared to, but it's a lot easier now. Just like that. And then once you get here, move to this pixel right here. Let me explain that more in depth. I will slow the game down when we get to that room to better explain it. Now, okay, so once we're in this room, as we're walking here, you want to stop on this nub. It'll be under the W, but stop here. Just stop and let Undyne run into you. And the reason for that is it will set you up to only have to fight Undyne once. If you just keep walking right there, you'll have to fight her twice. That's a really clean Undyne. Right here. Stop. And let her run into you. Alright. So, Undyne. We only have to fight her one time. That's why it's called Undyne. So, you're going to want to move to the Act button and challenge her 4 times. This will get her to her fastest challenge speed, and obviously, if you challenge her, the bullets come faster. Phase 1 is relatively easy, though, so you don't even have to worry about getting it. Like, this is just pretty simple stuff. You'll know to stop challenging if you can't count to 4. You know, I know some people are incapable of counting to 4. It'll be this attack here where you get 4 spears from the top that go like ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that's how you know to start sparing her instead. It's slightly slower, and Undyne might run into you, which causes problems. Just walk into this next room, and now you're good to go. You'll get your menu back. You didn't have it in the previous rooms, which is why we didn't use the punch card. And now we're going to want to buffer to this pixel right here. The way I line this up is you'll notice there's like a little spike on the bottom here, and there's like a pixel sticking out, and then the same thing on here. And it's like right generally in the middle of Frisk's body. You can sort of like imagine this as like a square, and Frisk is generally pretty close to the middle of it. It's sort of something you got to get an eye for, but this is the pixel. You can also use this on the left if you wish, I guess. I didn't even consider that. And just punch card and walk to the right. You can do a wrong warp out of this room right here is the pixel. And now we have arrived. Okay, so I'm going to set my HP using my save data. You're not allowed to do this in the middle of a run, obviously, because I'm editing a save file, but this is just because this is the HP I'm supposed to be at. I'm supposed to be at 4 HP right now, because it'll set something up, and we'll talk about it in a moment. So let me set this to 4. All right, perfect. And you're going to notice it's going to say 4 out of 4. Ignore that. That's what happens when you edit stuff. So as you enter the lab here, most people split on enter lab, by the way. This will be the Hotland section of the run. So you can manually punch guard this if you wish. Personally, I recommend grabbing text storage in order to do it. But if you want, this is the pixel for lab skip. Some people will grab text off of this sign to wrong warp at the end of the room with. That's what I do personally because this wrong warp sucks manually, which I just did it manually, but you don't need to do that. It's a very small wrong warp. As you can see, the distance relatively small. It's just a small little time save wrong warp. It's not a mandatory one. Lab skip, on the other hand, is very mandatory. You absolutely need to be doing lab skip because this completely skips all of the Metaton nonsense. You know, it skips everything. Like, you skip Metaton's quiz, you skip meeting Alphys. This saves like 7 minutes. It's not actually that much. It's like 3 minutes. But anyway, just mash the text here. There's a wrong warp you can do. The pixel is right here. The top of Frisk's head will be like in the screen transition. It's honestly something you just got to get an eye for. Okay, so as you're moving up this conveyor belt, you're going to get an encounter here with Vulcan. Mash the hell out of your Enter and Z buttons to use the Tough Glove and just wallop him. This will get you to level 4, which will help you with Asgore later. It only takes like 2 seconds, and it saves 9 in the Asgore fight, so. Conveyor belt movement just like that. If you want to, you can wrong warp into this next room. Again, a small, not mandatory wrong warp. So, the vents. These vents are incredibly broken with the punch card. You're going to want to get to this pixel right here, hold down and left as you use the punch card, and you will just pop right off. You'll actually, as you'll notice, I'm completely out of bounds. And now we're going to walk over to get the pan. You're going to run into plane here. We're just going to flee from. So if you line yourself up where Frisk's neck is like right at the bottom, as you see, it just looks like Frisk's head. You don't even see their body. You can just start holding up and right here, and you'll like coast along the bottom of that block, and that'll get you into the transition as quickly as possible. So once you get here, hold down. Don't hold straight onto the block, and that'll get you into the transition as quickly as possible. So once you get here, that block, and that'll get you in. You can just start holding up and right here, like Frisk's head. You don't even see there on the bottom of that. Hold down. Don't red line. And then
This sucks.
So in last week's video, a popular hot take was that the neutral endings of Undertale don't get enough love and recognition. I even had a comment suggesting I could make a tier list of all the different neutral endings, in which I thought, hey, wait a minute, that's a great idea. So today, we'll be watching, badly voice acting, and ranking every major neutral ending found in Undertale. Massive shout out to my friend Ocean Bagel, who just so happened to have save files ready for every single ending for easy in-game viewing. Please go check him out, he's an outstanding data miner and speedrunner. Just a quick note before I start, some segments of some endings will be skipped in this video as they are identical to the previous endings and only the second half has changes. If you see parts of endings skipped over, that's why. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this content, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so first up is Exiled Queen without Papyrus or Undyne. So let me grab those. Hey, is anyone there? Well, I'll just leave a message. So, it's been a while. The Queen returned and attempted to resume ruling the underground. She instated a new policy. All the humans who fall down here will be treated not as enemies, but as friends. But people really didn't like that policy. Because of you. Not only was the king gone, but the human souls had gone missing as well. Along with the life of Undyne, their greatest hero. Nobody wanted to see that happen ever again. So, the people started a rebellion to overthrow the queen. But she, pretty much gave up peacefully when she realized. So, she went back to the ruins. The underground's basically an uneasy anarchy now. Everyone's trying to live life like they always have. But it's not really easy, you know? When all of your hope has pretty much been thrown away. But hey, it's not all bad. When the queen went back to the ruins, I decided to go with her. And I took out some books from the library too, so she won't have to read the same ones. She's a good roomie. We have a lot of fun. You know, sometimes the queen talks about how she'd like to see you again. Isn't that nice? I don't have the heart to tell her what you did. Do you know how she'd react? If I told you that because she protected you, you went on to kill my brother? Anyway, never come back here. You are not welcome. Later. Whew. Fucking menacing. That's a menacing ending. Holy. A+. That's a great one. I really like that one. It's some good character development for Sans. I like how he goes in rooms with Undyne. I think that's adorable. Or not Undyne, sorry. Toriel, I think that's adorable. And also you get one of those cool, you know, you're an asshole moments. That's a great neutral ending right there. Solid A+ on that one. All right, next up we got Exiled Queen with no Papyrus or Alphys. So I believe you get this one if you kill Papyrus and Metaton. So, it's been a while. The queen returned and attempted to resume ruling the underground. She instated a new policy. All the humans who fall down here would be treated not as enemies, but as friends. But people really didn't like that policy. Because of you, not only was the king gone, but the human souls had gone missing as well, along with the life of... Well, no one wanted to see that happen ever again. So, the people started a rebellion to overthrow the queen. Undyne spearheaded the revolution, of course. She was spearheaded, Jesus Christ. I just got that. I've been playing this game for 8 years and I just got that. That was a pun. She was pretty mad after what happened to Asgore and Alphys. She threw the queen out of the castle with her strength. Then she became the empress of the underground and banished the queen back to the ruins. Seems like Undyne